From Iowa, Clinton Yates, columnist for the Undefeated, living the baseball dream. He was at the All-Star festivities out in Denver, and now he gets a little slice of baseball heaven out there at the Corn game in Iowa. Ben Lyons in for Rich on the Rich Eisen Show. Appreciate you hanging out, Clinton. Are you in heaven right now?
No, I'm behind the plate, and there's a guy with the John Deere who's cutting the grass. So, yeah, I'm definitely in Iowa, and I'm definitely looking at the new field, not the old field. I got to say, this operation – I'm trying to get out of this guy's way. He's making much more noise than I anticipated. I got to say, this operation is pretty wild. Like, what it takes to build a field and stick it in the middle of an Iowa cornfield is not necessarily more than I realized, but, like, this building is huge. You know what I'm saying? We're talking 400 center, 335 on each side. I mean, it's not like this is some small field. There's a big league field out here. So it's been quite the operation.
It's incredible that, like you said, they're able to pull this off just from a logistical standpoint. But forgetting just the operations of the game, the physical structures necessary, just the energy of the people that you're getting a chance to interact with. What kind of folks are out there for baseball in Iowa?
So they're opening the doors right now, so none of the fans are here yet. But I've been here. I got to the park at about 9 a.m., and one of the things that's funny is that there's been a lot of rain here this week. So they had, like, a situation. A lot of rain on a farm means a lot of mud. And they had to, like, get real-ass farmers back out here to, like, remulch and make sure that all these production trucks and all these people could move about. So, like, I mean, I don't want to get too far off into this talking about, game day ops, but, like, it's been pretty impressive to see all these people working in conjunction with each other, not just MLB, but the people around here to make sure that this operation can really get off the ground.
Baseball always gets attacked for not embracing change, not embracing the next younger generation, but I look at the London series that I was fortunate enough to attend 2 years ago. I look at what they're doing tonight out in Iowa. They're trying. They're creating moments. They're doing stuff different.
I agree with you, man, but, like, don't get it twisted. This is full-blown gimmicky. Like, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily in, like, a bad way. Like, I was in the Yankees dugout earlier, and even the, like, you know how in a dugout in the big leagues they'll have, like, the boxes with the Theraguns, the boxes with the sunflower seeds and all that. Like, even those are in, like, the faux rusty wood, like, paneling, look. And I was like, oh, wow, y'all are really going all the way with this. So, like, there's an element of kind of theme park type situation, but, like, it's still pretty cool because the other field is there as well.
But I would imagine, being such a big baseball fan that you are, Clinton Yates joins us from the Undefeated, you got to love this. Yes, it's gimmicky. Yes, it's kitschy. Yes, it kind of feels like you're playing baseball at Disney World or something. But how great is this? You get to cover the game of, like, the Field of Dreams game as somebody who's been covering the game for a long time. I'd imagine it feels cool to be a part of these moments.
It is very cool, and I appreciate you saying that. Like, Field of Dreams as a movie, I realized this because I watched it on the plane on the way here. I'd sort of forgotten some of the things that were important to me in that movie. And, like, people always talk about the dad connection, the emotion of it, but they kind of forget about, like, there's some small parts about the baseball that are really interesting. Like, specifically the part where they go to Fenway Park and he's keeping a scorebook. I completely forgot that the reason why I ever even started keeping a scorebook at all as a kid was because I saw Kevin Costner doing it in Field of Dreams, and I asked my dad, what is he doing? And I didn't know. And he got me a book and said, that's what he's doing. You can figure it out on your own. And there's also the part where when they bring out all the other players, the Chi Sox invite their friends, and you've got guys in, like, different uniforms from way back in the day. Like, the storyline is one thing, but there's some really intricate details in that movie that sort of only a big-time baseball fan will really kind of pay attention to that make me like it. Just sort of the throwback stuff that we don't really see anymore. It's quite a fun thing. And so to be here, walking through the corn, Ben, you know what I'm saying? Pretty daggone exciting.
Clinton Yates joining the show from the Undefeated. Hear him on ESPN LA Radio as well, giving us Dodger updates. Dodgers can't seem to have a consistent lineup. They're so lucky they've got so much talent. But now with Cody being banged up and Clayton's not getting right after the All-Star break, is there a reason to be concerned in Dodgerland just about the health of this team?
I mean, the health is a problem. The depth is obviously their plus. But the Clayton situation, the Kershaw scenario, I'm kind of worried about because I'm worried that they're going to find some scenario. By the by, I just walked from the press box to the field, so I'm standing at the left field foul pole right now. I just want your listeners to know that so they can get a good visual of what your boy is doing.
Love it.
So the Kershaw situation is tough because, like, that went from, like, oh, yeah, kind of tweaked something, not really feeling so great, to where's Clayton been for a while, to it's going to –
Did we lose him? We lost Clinton out in the outfield.
Lost in the corn.
He went off
Too deep
into
in
the corn.
Yeah. Better watch out for Malachi,
Did he just turn
Clinton.
into a ghost out there? He's now emerged from the cornfield. He's back in this space-time continuum. Clinton Yates joining the show in the real world. We appreciate you checking back in with us. What's it like to see the afterlife there in the cornfield?
I don't think the baseball gods wanted me amongst the corn on my phone. That was doing a little bit too much, so I don't know what happened there, but I'm back.
All right, we were talking about the Dodgers. Let's switch gears and talk about the other team that's in the vicinity of Southern California. We can't say they're in L.A. because they're down in Anaheim. And if I were to leave for a 7 o'clock start now, they're 12 miles away. I'd get there probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
What happens with Ohtani long-term in Anaheim? Because if they're not going to have a winning team around him, something tells me he's going to get out of there soon.
You know, it's a fascinating question because, I hate to be like this, but I never thought it would be this good to begin with. I did not have faith that the Angels were even going to get one good season out of him where he was doing both. And so, now that, again, we're talking about gimmicks again, trust me, it's blowing me away what this guy is doing. But I don't necessarily know how sustainable that is on a good team, never mind a team that completely sucks or can't seem to get anything going on a pitching standpoint. From a pitching standpoint, I don't know, man. That's a big question for that franchise because you can say everything you want about how great Mike Trout is. Mike Trout is not a star. Sorry. You know what I mean? He's a great player, not a star. Those are two separate things. And so if you're thinking about how you want to put butts in the seats and you're thinking about how you want to get eyeballs on your franchise, I mean, you're not going to get much better than Shohei Ohtani. You know, we saw him at the All-Star game. The cheers were tremendous. I mean, everybody was there to see him. When he fell out of the home run derby, half the stadium left. You know what I mean? This guy is a legit draw. So that's a question they're going to have to think about. And I think that's also a question for the Ohtani camp to think about. You know, he's been here for a couple seasons. He's got a little bit more under his belt in terms of understanding what the United States is about from a grind standpoint. And I don't know. I think that they're going to have to choose. And I'm not going to lie. If I'm not trying to win games and I'm just trying to choose people to show up to watch, I'm choosing Shohei. That's what I'm doing.
Yankees and White Sox tonight out in the corn in Iowa. Clinton Yates joins the show. The Yankees, I thought, were done. And then this night in the Bronx, this ominous night where the rain was coming down, a fan threw something at Verdugo, and it seemed like the energy, the vibes around both teams, the Red Sox and the Yankees, just changed and went on different courses. The Yankees made some moves at the deadline. The fact that they still have a season is remarkable to me. I thought they were done. What are your thoughts on the Yankees? And they got to get a win tonight. Every game counts for them down the stretch.
They got to get a win tonight, and I don't want to talk bad about my boy Booney, but that team is now in playing for their manager's job territory on some level, which always gives a little extra boost. I don't think there's anything wrong with that level of motivation, but I just don't think that franchise was going to look at that team and say, hey, homers and strikeouts and no playoffs. What are we doing here? And I just think that they kind of finally figured it out. I mean, it takes a while for these things. You know, tonight's game is huge. This is also kind of weird, too, why tonight's game is a little awkward. You know, it's like you're playing a relatively important division matchup, not between two teams in the same division, but within each division, these teams matter, you know, in Iowa in the middle of the week. So I'm glad to see that this isn't going to be just another kind of throwaway baseball game. Like this, they will be playing hard. You know, balls out into the corn are going to make some difference. This isn't just Hollywood movies with James Earl Jones wearing suspenders out here in these streets, you know. So it'll be a good game tonight, and I think that the Yankees – look, do I love the way they play baseball? No. Do I think that the way that they play baseball can get them to the playoffs? I do.
Clinton, play commissioner for a second. We saw the success of the London games. Hopefully tonight goes off well. Where would you like to see baseball played next?
Probably something more akin to like a Negro League situation. I'd love to see a game in Mobile, Alabama at Hank Aaron State, the stadium named after Henry Aaron. He just passed away. That's the site of his former childhood home that they moved a museum over to right there. It's in Mobile. It used to be a AA park. I would love to see a game there. I mean, a perfect opportunity for history that's actually real, not just stuff that they made up in Hollywood.
Now, that'd be amazing, and I hope tonight goes off without a hitch because I love these kind of games. I think it's great to grow the game. It'll be a fun moment. It's really cool you get to touch and be a part of it, man. Thanks for taking some time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, dude. This has been a fun time. I have not eaten any corn yet. I have not seen Zee Fieri. I have not seen Kevin Costner, but I did see my man Dwyer, who plays his dad beforehand. That was cool.
Good stuff, man. Enjoy baseball heaven out there in Iowa. We appreciate you taking some time.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
Clinton Yates, the undefeated. Guy brings it. Guy loves baseball, huh?
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.